¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Sí, por favor. Es geht. Musst du heute nicht arbeiten oder bist du gerade auf der Tanke? Kaufst du mir Tears of the Kingdom? Ich habe mir selber noch nicht mal Tears of the Kingdom gekauft, aber ich mach's demnächst. Boah, komm ich schon drauf. Das wird nice. Ich muss in circa 1 Stunde los. Alles klar. Also hast du noch Zeit. Ansonsten, wenn du Glück hast und auf der Arbeit nichts los ist da, dann hast du ja die Zeit, meinen Stream dann noch weiter genießen zu dürfen. Darfst du eigentlich so, wenn du bei dir nichts zu tun hast, wenn keine Kunden da sind, darfst du einfach dann so chillen und irgendwelche Streams gucken? Oder am Handy sein? Wie krass sind die da? Nein. Okay, machen trotzdem aber voll viele eigentlich. Alles klar. Wir dürfen unser Handy eigentlich nicht bei uns haben, aber machen es trotzdem und machen wenigstens Musik an. Ja, ich finde das so dumm. Ganz ehrlich, auf der Tankstelle, wenn sowieso nichts passiert, was willst du denn machen als Mitarbeiter, wenn da sowieso keiner ist? Und es ist ja nicht so, dass diese Läden immer so riesig sind. Die sind halt gefühlt 10 mal 10 Quadratmeter groß, die meisten. Das heißt, da ist jetzt auch niemand, der sich da irgendwo reinschleichen kann oder verstecken kann. Das merkst du ja, auch wenn du nebenbei irgendwelche Videos guckst oder so. Einfach so unnötig. Vor allem, wenn du dann 8, 9 Stunden da einfach nur rumhocken musst und nichts gefühlt machen musst die meiste Zeit. Ich würde halt wahnsinnig werden. Gestern hat einfach jemand Benzin gerippt. Echt? Einfach angezapft und ist abgehauen oder was? Aber, das wird doch alles kameraüberwacht. Also ihr müsst doch sein Gesicht haben, oder nicht? Von der Person. Moment kurz, warum ist meine... Test. Warum ist mein Mikro schon wieder so leise? What the fuck? Ich muss mal kurz gucken. Soundeinstellungen. Mikrofoneingabe war wieso bei 80. So, Test. Schon besser. Weird. Ja, ist Kameraüberwachung. Ja, das und so nach 3 Minuten, nachdem er weg war, meinte so mein Kollege zu mir, war eben nicht jemand an der 6. Ist Kamera überwacht, also Kennzeichen fickt ihn. Ja, also, wie kann man nur so blöd sein und an der Tankstelle Benzin klauen, wenn es literally komplett Video überwacht ist? Und dein Kennzeichen auf mindestens 3 Kameras drauf ist. Und dein Gesicht noch bestenfalls. Das ist ja richtig dämlich. Kann aber auch sein, dass die Person einfach vergessen hat zu bezahlen. Also, dass die irgendwie in Gedanken versunken war und dann einfach nicht dran gedacht hat. Das würde halt legit mir wahrscheinlich irgendwann passieren. Ich bin halt immer so auf Autopilot, wenn ich draußen unterwegs bin. Jo, get fucked. Oh. Ja, vielleicht kommt die ja heute wieder und dann bezahlt sie nochmal. Ja, witzig. Na gut, heute Abend ist bei mir alles belegt. Heute ist wieder Smash-Abend bei uns. Das heißt, ich fange den Stream jetzt deshalb schon ein bisschen früher an und wir kämpfen uns durch Genshin. Ja. Ich denke mal, so viel habe ich jetzt nicht mehr. Und wenn ich Glück habe, bin ich heute durch. Und dann können wir am Samstag mit Nier Automata anfangen. Wir meinten so, es wäre anders. Nier Automata, Nier Replicant, sorry. Wir meinten so, es wäre anders lustig, wenn der nach 3 Minuten wiedergekommen wäre, nachdem wir alles ausgedruckt hatten. Lol. Ja, anscheinend ja nicht. Anscheinend wollte er euch abfacken. Ganz bewusst. Und dann wird er bald abgefuckt von der Polizei. So, ich starte mal in Genshin. Genshin Impacto. Spätestens heute, Chef müsste schon alles gemacht haben. Ey, ganz ehrlich, Mann. Also wer wirklich so... Wenn du schon klaust, dann lass dich wenigstens nicht dabei erwischen, dann mach das clever. Der Typ, der hat's nicht mal versucht. Der hat's einfach nicht mal getried, ey. Dem war das scheißegal. Der wollte wahrscheinlich gefasst werden. Wenn du schon klaust, dann mach halt dein fucking Kennzeichen ab. Ist ja wirklich so. Aber ich meine, es ist ja auch ein bisschen sass, wenn du ohne Kennzeichen in so eine Tanke einfährst. Oder park irgendwo in der Nähe. Dann kannst du aber nicht direkt tanken. Lauf dahin und rip das mit Kanister. Ey, aber das ist ja dann richtig auffällig. Wenn du dann mit deinem Kanister da stehst, du kannst ja nicht mal weglaufen, weil du so schwere Kanister dann in der Hand hältst. Also falls irgendwer dich verfolgen möchte oder so. Das ist ja richtig dämlich. Da würde ich dann schon mit Auto vorbeikommen. So, warum habe ich jetzt kein Bild? Wo ist das Bild? Okay, so. Ich muss erstmal Dailies machen. Ja, ich habe hier so eine Sidequest angefangen. Ja. So, das mache ich dann später. Oh, warte, erstmal den Abenteuerpass leveln. Zack. Okay, lass mal sehen, was haben wir hier. In Sumeru. Ist was? Ja. So, jetzt muss ich wieder mit dem Typen labern. So, Nummer 1. Ich finde die Dailies in Genshin so... ich finde die Dailies in Sumeru so angenehm irgendwie.
Take it easy. Happy to oblige. Take flight.
Ja.
As one with wind and cloud.
My apologies. Kamisato art. Sumeru. Things are about to get dicey.
So. Hier ist noch eins.
Embrace the ice.
Clouds high. The birds.
Here comes the catch.
So, das war Nummer 3. Mir fehlt auch noch eins hier. Ja. Ah, nice. Das ist nur ein Time Trial. Aber hier sind 2 Truhen, eine Truhe mindestens. Wird hier richtig geteased. So. Easy. Oh, es geht so schnell. Jetzt noch meine Belohnung aufholen und dann können wir Story weitermachen.
Add astro. Thank you for
So. Wo geht die Story denn weiter? Geht zum großen Bazar. Ja, das ist ja gleich hier in der Nähe. Hier.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at that time. Everything has already been prepared.
Mr. Zubair, I finished telling things up here. Well, except for the guests.
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests? It's affecting our arrangements.
Oh, it'll be fine. Besides, it never hurts to get things ready in advance.
I was thinking the same thing. The feast will be held sooner or later, right? Hey, Nilu! Traveler, Paimon!
We got your letter, so here we are!
You're the best! The other guests haven't even replied yet.
Huh? Are we the only ones that have arrived?
Yeah, I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests. But maybe everyone is still busy with other things.
Look, I get it. Sumeru is in an extremely important period of transition right now, but even if your friends are important figures, they shouldn't just ignore your request like this. Nilu is Sumeru's #1 celebrity after all.
Nilu ist wahrscheinlich auch Sumerus einzige Tänzerin. So wie es aussieht.
You have no idea how happy I am to talk to people with good taste.
If you consider enjoying Nilu's dances having good taste, then almost everybody has good taste. Because Paimon thinks everybody will love her performance.
That's right. We all think she's amazing too. Nilu is an absolute favorite among those of us who frequent the Grand Bazaar. For Outlanders, you have a great eye. Master Zubair, let's have a vote for the most outstanding audience members next time. I think these two may win.
Nonsense. It is not for us to determine the value of an audience. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people with particularly good taste. I heard there's a device in Fontaine called a camera that can record people's appearances as pictures. Such pictures would make superb gifts.
Ooh, good idea. I wonder where we can find one.
You guys are so funny. There's really no need for that.
There's always a lot going on at the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, and that's why I love it here. Traveler and Paimon, could you help confirm if the letters were actually delivered? If for some reason they didn't receive the letters, then please tell everyone that there will be a feast here.
DHL. Deutsche Post, sorry. Deutsche Post mal wieder nicht am Arbeiten. Wobei Deutsche Post ist eigentlich gar nicht so schlimm. Es ist immer nur DHL.
When I wrote the letters, I heard that Dia was in Port Ormos, and Alhaitham was at the Academia. As for Sino, we've only heard that he appears at the Academia from time to time. I'm not too sure about Rahman's whereabouts. My guess is that he's with Dia. As for Dunyarzad, I just hope she's feeling better. I sent her a letter, but I was afraid of disturbing her. If you have time, please ask about her for me?
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
Let's go. Also auf jeden Fall ist hier in dieser Welt auch ein fragwürdiges Postsystem. Das nur so semi funktioniert. Deshalb muss ich mich jetzt wieder darum kümmern, wie immer hier. Alles muss man selber machen.
We haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask that person over there.
Imagine, wie cool Genshin aussehen würde mit Raytracing.
Hey there, have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe
Und bevor du mir jetzt 50 Millionen Mods schickst, Yannick, von irgendwelchen Semi-Raytracing-Simulationen, ich meine richtiges Raytracing.
But you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today. He must be quite the busy man.
Oh? Who else was looking for him?
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible their relationship is. And now you two are here. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip about the sages.
Natürlich.
No way. We're strictly here on business.
Reshade ist bannbar. Ja, aber bannen. Hoyo wirst tatsächlich Reshade-Nutzer. Ich meine, ein Reshade ist technically auch gegen die TOS in Final Fantasy XIV, aber es ist den Entwicklern scheißegal, weil es das Spiel nicht verändert. Wurde schon. Oh Gott. Ich wusste nicht, dass es Entwickler gibt, die noch steifer sind in diesem Thema als FF14. Als Square Enix. Ich finde es halt so unnötig, Leute wegen Reshade zu bannen, weil... Why? Es ist halt nur rein kosmetisch.
Take it easy.
Okay, hier kann ich erstmal ein paar Bücher abstauben. Schulz. Hier auch. So, was ist das hier? Ein Fahrstuhl. Es geht nach oben. Okay. Hallo Dusksackers, ich grüße dich, willkommen. Willkommen. War ich hier nicht sogar schon in der einen Cutscene? War das hier? Ja, das war hier, da war ja dieser Thron, wo der Rektor gesessen hat in der einen Cutscene. Okay, also das war hier oben. Was ist denn im Keller, ist die Frage. Ich find's witzig, wenn hier so eine Luxustruhe versteckt wäre irgendwo. Aber das sieht nicht so aus. Das sieht nicht so aus. Ja, ab nach unten. Runterspringen kann ich auch nicht, ne? Schade. Hier kann ich aber runter. Was passiert, wenn ich da drunter bleibe? Ah, das geht nicht. Okay, dann nicht. Ah, warte mal, hier unten war ich ja auch schon.
Take it easy.
Alles klar. Okay, alles mal Heitam suchen.
Oh, Hatham should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over there! But it looks like he might not have time for us.
Er unterhält sich gerade mit jemandem.
Just put down that worthless book and tell me
Ja,
what
das ist der
happened in
Typ.
the academia.
Der sieht aus wie die eine aus Das wandelnde Schloss.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in Sumeru?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside.
Oh, was für ein Schönling.
Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have disappeared.
Oh, you sound surprised. I thought you would already know the inside story.
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe, not me. So just tell me what you know already.
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kaveh, light of the Ksharawar. Besides, as a master builder and craftsman, chances are you'll be appointed as a sage too.
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment, and anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
Man merkt, die beiden sind BFFs.
See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. Your ridiculous and arrogant attitude always gets in the way.
It seems that you really can't stand my personality.
Ha! What was your first clue?
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh, and don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Hab nochmal nachgeschaut. Also du kannst es halt usen auf Basis von wegen Use at own risk, aber es gibt halt trotzdem Leute, die gebannt wurden. Ja, dann lieber nicht.
Are they having a fight?
Ich habe mir alles so hart erarbeitet als Free-to-Play-Spieler über die letzten Jahre. Keine Lust, das wieder zu verlieren. Wegen so einer Kacke. Wenn ich in Wahl wäre, dann wäre das halt eine andere Sache. Dann könnte ich mir halt alles wieder erkaufen. Innerhalb von kürzester Zeit. Aber so, nee.
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction project? Tell me, when are you going to build yourself a mansion?
Don't get me started.
Das sieht halt so Porno aus mit Reshade.
Thinking about
Ja,
it.
du hast mir schon ein paar Clips gezeigt und es sah halt wirklich verdammt
What
gut aus.
great building did our master architect work on this time?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No, I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably wouldn't understand. Which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first thing about beauty and romance. Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when Sumeru needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru from a crisis.
Der Typ hat einfach die ganze Action verpasst. Ich mag halt diese, ich glaube, Saturation war es. Nicht genauso wie bei Zelda, dieser ganz leicht weiße Filter oder so. Was? Du meinst, das Ding, das man Atmosphäre nennt?
Ha! And you think I'd believe that?
Look, all you
Hallo
really need to know
Energite,
is
mir geht's
that
gut, wie geht's
Azar
dir?
and all his accomplices
Hast du
have
gesehen, du warst
all
online
been
in Final
overthrown.
Fantasy? Ich hab Energite, ich hab so viel Geld gemacht. Ich bin jetzt Businessman geworden. Ich habe in den letzten 3 Tagen mindestens 3,5 Millionen Gil gemacht. Ich mache jetzt die Stongs hier.
Huh? What nonsense are
Und
you
PvP habe ich auch
talking about?
gegrindet. Ich habe jetzt meine Liebe für den Ninja neu entdeckt. Ich habe ja Ninja gemaint in dem alten PvP. Das schlechte PvP. Und jetzt habe ich ihn wiederentdeckt. Im neuen PvP. Aber ich komme trotzdem nicht aus Bronze raus.
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage. Yours, though, on the other hand.
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
Richtig stonk unterwegs? Ja, also. Ich mache richtig Mann. Ich werde irgendwann zum Gillionär hier. Also ich meine, ich bin technisch gesehen bin ich ja schon Gillionär, aber so richtig, zu so einem richtigen Scheich werde ich einfach.
Oh, it's you two. What's the matter?
We're running some errands for Nilu. Have you received her letter?
Letter?
Nilu said she sent out a letter inviting everyone to a celebration feast in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. We'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra.
If she addressed the letter to all Hatham of the Academia, then the letter should have gone to my office.
PvP habe ich Anfang gegrindet, chill in Silber 3. Echt? Du bist in Silber 3? Meinst du immer noch Warrior? Hab gestern P9S down, heute dann P10S. Krass. Mit deiner Gilde oder einfach mit Randoms?
I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check for any new mail at my office. I only now have some free time to attend to personal matters.
Have you always been so busy?
Partyfinder? Ich find's krass, wie du einfach in so einen Partyfinder gehst und mit Randoms halt auch die Zeit und Geduld aufbringen kannst, mit Randoms dann die ganzen Savage Raids zu machen. Boah. Müsste ich eigentlich auch mal machen.
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently and the whole academia was practically turned upside down.
Kainari told us they all went to train in the Avidia Forest. Apparently they will spend the rest of their lives there.
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the academia. I don't know where to begin.
Komisch, das ist immer, ich finde die richtigen Leute im Partyfinder. Bin noch der Erste, wo den cleart von der FC. Nice. Richtig gut unterwegs hier. Ich hätte echt mal Bock, diese Dungeons zu machen, die schweren. Ich glaube, in der Vierergruppe ist das wesentlich chilliger. Die 6 Weisen, es sollte ein was? Die 6 Weisen, es sollte ein klasserer Name für tolle Leute sein.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of strange to hear them called that after all this time. But then again, the 6 great schools sounded pretty impressive too.
Yes, at least that's how they're supposed to sound. It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools, each representing one of the 6 different types of wisdom. Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6 Darshans attaching themselves to the 6 great schools have stood the test of time and obtained permanent seats in the Academia. Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools, and the leaders selected for the schools are the 6 great sages. Among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader, the Grand Sage.
Ach, der Typ, den wir verprügelt haben.
Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar, and were only rescued after Azar's downfall.
So who's managing things in the other 4 schools now? Do they need to find someone new?
Yes. Normally, new sages are selected based on a strict set of criteria.
Savage Dungeon, uff, der ist schon schwer, war da 3 Stunden, musst so viel merken für alle 3 Bosse, RIP. Echt? So schwer? Ich hätte jetzt eigentlich angenommen, dass der leichter wäre.
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in Sumeru.
Jawohl.
Yes, about that.
Aber bevor wir Savages
You
machen,
didn't let me finish my sentence.
würde ich ganz gerne mit dir, Hardy und Momo endlich mal Palace of the Dead angehen. Momo hatte ich am Wochenende schon angeschrieben. Ich habe dich noch gar nicht angeschrieben. Also die hat sich quasi vor mir angeschrieben. Dass wir einen Termin finden. Weil bei dir ist es ja so, du hast halt gerade eine richtig beschissene Schicht, ne? kommst ja immer relativ spät, so um 22 Uhr, 21 Uhr. Und das ist so die Zeit, wo Hardy dann meistens schon schlafen geht. Ich bin relativ flexibel. Ich kann tagsüber, ich kann auch bis spät in die Nacht wach bleiben. Momo ist eigentlich momentan auch eher so abends wach. Ich habe die Woche frei. Also jetzt noch bis Sonntag oder was? Weil dann könnten wir versuchen, jetzt dieses Wochenende einen Termin zu finden, wo wir alle Zeit haben. Bestenfalls, ja, so von Nachmittag bis Abend. Nächste Woche muss ich arbeiten. Okay. Ja, dann lass diese Woche was starten. Am besten halt nachmittags. Nicht zu spät, weil Hardy muss halt relativ früh schlafen, der alte Mann. Ich würde dann sagen, so... Habe ich morgen was vor? Ja, morgen habe ich was vor. Samstag? Samstag streame ich auch ab 16. Wenn ich Glück habe und jetzt noch schnell fertig werde, dann kann ich am Samstag direkt mit Nier Replicant anfangen. Oder Sonntag. Also Samstag, Mittag bis Stream anfangen. Oder halt Sonntag. Samstag habe ich nichts vor und Sonntag auch nichts. Okay, gut. Dann frage ich nochmal Momo und Hardy. Und dann finden wir, glaube ich, hoffentlich schon was.
The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar and help Lesser Lord Kustanali manage the Academia. But I refused.
Freitag bei mir only Diablo 4. Oh ja, das wird jetzt released. Ich hoffe mal, dass der Release nicht so ein Reinfall wird wie Diablo 3 damals. Erinnerst du dich noch? Damals konnte man ja die ersten Tage gar nicht spielen, weil es immer so einen Error gab.
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before, I don't like being a leader.
Oh, all right. So are you busy these days trying to find others to take the job?
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for
Hallo
handling
Andras,
important affairs
welcome.
within the Academia before the new sages take office.
Yep, ich wette, dass um 0 Uhr freitags die Server das nicht schaffen. Nee, safe nicht. Das glaube ich nicht.
And the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application for
Blizzard hat jetzt nicht gerade einen positiven Track Record, wenn es darum geht, bei Release von irgendwelchen neuen Spielen oder Modi ein stabiles Server zu haben. Wenn man sich mal so die anderen Spiele anguckt, WoW Classic, 8 Stunden Wartezeit und so, just saying.
By the way, who was that other person just now? Is he your friend?
Do we look like friends?
Ja,
Paimon doesn't
best
know.
friends.
That's why Paimon's asking.
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say
Ja,
he's
halt
the
eine WG.
representative for Ksharawar scholars.
Wieso gründet man eine WG mit jemandem, den man nicht ausstehen kann? Er scheint deine Worte anzuzweifeln.
Which is exactly why he always has so many problems.
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the people of Sumeru.
Viel Glück mit den Bergungsarbeiten.
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner,
Der Diablo 4 Release, das wird bestimmt lustig. Oh ja, ich sehe schon. Ich werde meinen Spaß haben bei dem ganzen Shitstorm, der dann daraus folgen wird. Von den ganzen Videos. Apropos, nee, nicht apropos. Hat eigentlich gar nichts damit zu tun. Am 7. oder 6. Juni ist der letzte Monster Hunter Rise Stream von den Entwicklern.
Alright, I'll see you there.
Mal schauen, ob wir da auch noch zuschalten können. Also ob ich da noch live gehen kann. Und ja, mal schauen, was Capcom dann released. Ob der nächste Teil wieder so ein AAA krasses, grafisch krasses Feuerwerk wird wie Monster Hunter World. Also ob dann irgendwie ein World 2 kommt oder so. Für PC. Oder ob sie dann wieder ein grafisch etwas minderwertigeres Spiel machen, so wie Rise. Das sich dann auch irgendwie viel ganz anders spielt als World. Letzter, dann kommt ein neues Monster Hunter. Ja, ich frag mich halt, also wenn das nächste Monster Hunter, das werde ich mir garantiert nicht mehr für Konsole holen. Weil die den Scheiß dann nicht Cross-Plattform machen und dann nochmal re-releasen auf dem PC ein halbes Jahr später. Nee, Capcom kann mich da mal. Also so viele Wins, wie die sich auch geholt haben jetzt, in letzter Zeit. Das ist immer noch einer der größten Fails. Ich warte bis PC, den Scheiß mache ich nicht mehr. Ja, same. Ist mir einfach zu blöd, zweimal zu bezahlen. Einfach dumm.
This is Port Ormos. Now where could...
Dunyarzard.
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Dunyarzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
Uns geht es sehr gut und dir?
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I have never been happier in my entire life. I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it.
Yeah!
That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a walk.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your resignation.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation? You mean...
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are
Recht ist sie selbstständig
and
geworden.
we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you wish to continue to be our bodyguard.
Ach, Joks, die Tests zu Street Fighter 6 sind richtig positiv. Capcom hat echt einen guten Lauf zur Zeit. Haben sie halt wirklich. Also Resident Evil 4 Remake, super geil. Capcom 6 anscheinend, Street Fighter 6 anscheinend super geil. Dragon's Dogma 2 wird mega geil. Ich freue mich schon mega hart. Was haben sie dann noch rausgebracht? In letzter Zeit. Ja, also Capcom ist gerade echt auf einem Winning Streak. Die machen einen guten Job. Aber das Dino-Spiel, nope, da bin ich raus. Ach, du meinst, welches Dino-Spiel? Meinst du dieses komische, mit diesen Dinosaurierwellen? Ein bisschen wie Left 4 Dead, aber halt mit Dinos, das eine. Wie hieß denn das nochmal? Exoprimal, glaube ich, hieß das, ne? Oh, das ist so weird, ey. Ich habe schon direkt damals, vor einem Jahr oder vor 2 Jahren oder so, als das vorgestellt wurde, habe ich halt gesagt, ey, das Spiel wird nichts. Das sieht so fucking weird aus. Das ist so null ansprechend. Es wirkt auch objektiv einfach weird. Und auch von dem, was man da gesehen hat. Es ist halt immer noch weird. Es wurde nicht besser. Dieser fucking SpongeBob AI-generated Stream, es ist so cringe. Wie AI-generated. Wenn dann die Folgen richtig, also wird da alles richtig AI generiert. So von, selbst das Video, selbst das Bild, oder was?
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know that by now, my lady. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you'd recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard anymore?
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test again.
Da tut jemand eine AI in der SpongeBob-Welt reden lassen. Okay. Ist das ein Twitch-Stream? Ich schick's dir, dann weißt du, was ich meine. AI wird immer wilder und wilder. Ja, aber ich find's witzig. Ich finde das Chaos, das AI gerade anrichtet, finde ich halt so witzig. Es ist einfach entertainend für mich. Ich fühle mich nicht mehr schlecht dadurch. Ich fühle mich auch nicht schlecht, dass Leute ihren Job verlieren durch KI eventuell. Das ist halt der natürliche Lauf der Dinge. Also ich brauche mich sowieso nicht schlecht fühlen, weil ich nicht dafür verantwortlich bin. Ich meine, ein bisschen scheiße ist es schon, aber es ist jetzt nicht so, dass ich sage, okay, lass mal KI-Entwicklung stoppen wegen den Leuten. Nee. Das ist halt immer so gewesen. Es ist ein natürlicher Prozess. Und I don't give a shit. Letzten Endes, wenn du nicht mitschwimmst, wenn du dich nicht anpasst, dann wirst du halt untergehen. Das war schon immer so und es ist jetzt auch nicht anders. Und die Leute, die dann rumheulen, weil sie eventuell ihren Job verlieren, das sind genau die Leute, die dann untergehen werden, weil sie nicht bereit sind, sich anzupassen und mit dem Strom zu gehen. Mit der Zeit. Also ja. Nvidia hat letztens auch auf ihrer Präsentation eine kurze Demo gezeigt, in der sie KI verwendet haben für einen NPC. Eine Sache, die ich halt schon Anfang des Jahres, Anfang des Jahres vielleicht ein bisschen zu kurzfristig, eher so, wann habe ich das angesprochen? März oder so? Oder April? Also als diese KI-Geschichte aufgeblasen ist, habe ich da auch schon gesagt, okay, das Ding ist die Zukunft für Videospiele. Also es wird ein massiver Bestandteil sein und das wird Videospiele nachhaltig auch verändern. Gerade halt so Open-World, Sandbox-Videospiele, die halt nicht so hart geskriptet sind, da kann man KI eigentlich relativ gut integrieren. Abgeschickt, also anscheinend jeder Charakter ist, glaube ich, eine AI und die führen permanent irgendwie Konversationen oder so, keine fucking Ahnung. Okay, warte. Lass mal sehen. AI-generated Sponge Parody. Ach, das ist ein YouTube-Stream. Oh Gott, das hört sich schon so schlimm an.
That is great, but what's the catch?
There's no catch, Patrick. The Krusty Krab is a place where you can be happy and fulfilled for the rest of your life.
A few moments later.
You poor thing. What happened?
I was on my way to the Krusty Krab when a cat bit me. No, I think I'm a cat girl.
What?
Whenever someone talks to me, all I can say is...
Was ist das für ein weirder Fanfiction? Patrick als Catgirl.
One way to find out for sure. Let's go to the doctor and have him
What
take a
the
look at you.
fuck? Was soll ich hier gerade an?
A few moments later.
I think Squidward has a drinking problem.
Ja, das glaube ich sogar. wenn ich Thaddeus wäre.
He was drinking a lot of seltzer water today.
Yeah, and he's been getting really grumpy.
Ich muss das echt markieren hier.
You're right, Patrick. Squidward has been acting really strange lately. I think we should talk to him about it.
Squidward hat Depression.
Good idea, SpongeBob.
I have crippling depression.
Let's find him and talk to him about it.
Eben hatte Patrick irgendwie einen... Also was, ich wünsche euch noch was, ich gehe mal raus in die weite Welt, Wetter enjoyen. Man hört sich und schreibt sich. Alles klar, hau rein, Jet, wenn du noch da bist.
I know, SpongeBob.
Genieß das Wetter.
It's perfect weather.
An manchen Stellen ist das giga funny. Ja, gerade mit dem Catgirl, ey, das ist out of nowhere. Irgendwie hatte Patrick irgendwie eine starke Familie hat. Der hat noch schon über tausende Tentacle geredet. Echt?
I wonder where we'll end up.
Ich muss Genshin muten.
It's like a mystery.
The Krusty Krab. Let's go on, Patrick.
Hey, a Krusty Krab.
A few moments later.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, SpongeBob.
What are you doing?
Wir waren gerade so hart davor, so kurz davor, den Himmel zu sehen.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Ich kenne nur den Power-Platte-Clip davon, Moment.
A few moments later.
And or intel.
Oh, das ist jetzt eine wichtige Frage.
Oh, what are they?
They're computer processors. Duh.
Oh, I don't know. What are the differences?
Der Unterschied ist, dass das eine wesentlich teurer ist als das andere.
Intel is better for productivity.
True.
Well,
True.
I like to play games,
Based
so I
and
think
true.
I'll go with them.
Da hat SpongeBob gar nicht mal so unrecht. Also Intel wird tatsächlich viel öfter für Produktivitätsanwendungen benutzt, wie Photoshop oder Videorendering-Software.
You know.
What do you mean?
Well, I hear that the Krusty Krab is getting a new coat of paint.
Guck mal, Thaddeus da oben links,
No
wie er sie
way.
beobachtet.
That's awesome. What else?
I also heard that there's a new ice cream shop in town.
Patrick hat wo hat das Eis?
Wait to try it. Anything
War das gerade noch da? Hat er das schon davor? Oder ist das gerade gespawnt?
Really all I heard.
So hilarious und die klingen, als wären die High und Run gleichzeitig. Ja, ist ja wirklich so.
You'll have to someone else.
Ich könnte mir den Scheiß einfach die ganze Zeit geben.
A few moments later.
Hey, Patrick, what you doing?
Suggest new topics in Discord.
Sitting here, wondering what life is all about.
Das ist ja cool, dass man selber Input geben kann.
Same here. But you know, I think I might have figured it out.
Really?
Ich hoffe, ich kriege jetzt keinen Copyright-Strike, weil ich diesen Stream restreame.
I think life is all about jellyfish.
Jellyfish? What do you mean?
Da kam der Tentacle hinterher. Ja, wahrscheinlich von irgendeinem Viewer.
Well, every day we wake up and chase after those pesky jellyfish. And every day we learn something new. Learn that they're really fast and really hard to catch. But
Erstmal random Schlaganfall, man kennt's.
more fun we have. And that's what life is all
Krieg ich auch mal, wenn ich übers Leben nachdenke.
new things.
Oh Gott, Alter.
I never thought of it that way. You were a genius.
Alter, ist das witzig.
Patrick, I know I am.
Das ist so
A
geil.
few moments later.
Alter, daraus kann man so viel Content machen, ey.
I've been thinking
What about?
about ordering strippers for our party.
Alter, das wird jetzt ganz schnell plus 18.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
I
That's
know.
great, Eddie.
We can have them dance and take off their clothes and everything.
Oh boy.
Happy Straight
This
Month.
is going to be the best party ever.
A few moments later.
So, Patrick, what do you think of us porn?
Alter.
It's great. I love how realistic it is.
Yeah, me too. I can't believe how lifelike the actors and actresses are.
Was für ein Porn.
It's like they're right
Ich muss den
in front
schauen
of us.
für Bildungszwecke.
Totally. I
Kann
feel
jemand einen
like
Link
I'm right
schicken
there
zu
with
zu diesem Video?
experiencing it all firsthand.
It's like we're the only two people in the world who know about this secret place where all the good porn is hidden.
What the fuck?
Yeah?
Du meinst Pornhub
We're
oder
in
was?
our own little world of porn.
A few moments later.
Patrick, have you heard about circumcision?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's when they cut off a bit of the penis.
Auf the Penis.
Oh.
Oh Gott, jetzt ist der random Sound her.
Some people believe it's cleaner and healthier to have it done.
Cleaner wahrscheinlich, aber I don't know.
Barbaric to me. I don't think I would ever want to get circumcised.
Based Patrick. Bin froh, dass ich nicht beschnitten
A
bin.
few moments later.
Weil dann kannst du ja nicht mehr Mütze Glatze spielen, sondern nur noch Glatze Glatze.
Thinking,
Yeah, what
about you getting my mom pregnant.
Alter, das artet hier
No way.
in so einem Rule 34 Fan-Shit aus.
It could happen. I've seen the way you look at each other.
But
Okay, ich
SpongeBob?
glaube, ich habe genug gesehen. Ich glaube, diesen Stream könnte man sich den ganzen Tag geben und hätte einfach immer unendlich viel an Content. Aber die paar Clips, die sind schon Banger gewesen. Schau dir den Clip an, den ich dir geschickt habe. Von Papa Platte.
Patrick, it's so great to be back home from the hentai rehab facility.
Henta, what?
You know, the place where they help you overcome your addiction to Japanese cartoon pornography?
Oh, gotcha. Wait, you had an addiction to that stuff?
Yeah, it was a real eye-opener.
Das hört sich wesentlich besser an, also von der Klangqualität, von den Stimmen, als das, was wir gerade geschaut haben.
But the counselors were all so supportive. They even showed me Squidward's tentacles to help me resist the urges.
Oh, bro.
Squidward's tentacles? I don't get it.
It's a parody of that hentai show, Tentacle Monsters in Bikinis. Squidward's nose becomes a tentacle, and he starts wreaking havoc in Bikini Bottom. It's hilarious.
I don't know if I should be laughing at that.
Oh, don't worry, it's all good now. I learned my lesson, and now I can appreciate the real beauty of undersea life without the pervy goggles.
That sounds like a relief. But hey, speaking of goggles, I finally got those X-ray specs I've been wanting.
X-ray specs, what do those do?
They let you see through stuff.
Oh no, not again.
Bro,
What do you
what
mean?
the
Not again.
fuck?
Last time you had those, you kept trying to use them on Sandy's tree dome.
Yeah, that
the
was hilarious.
Yeah, let's go jellyfishing.
A few moments later.
Hey, Patrick, what did you think of Lord of the Rings?
Oh, SpongeBob, it was magical. I was entranced by the story, the characters, and the ring.
The ring?
Yeah, the ring. It was so shiny and powerful. It gave me strange feelings.
Strange feelings?
Yeah, like a sexual awakening.
What the fuck?
A what?
Yeah, I felt like I was on fire. I wanted to take the ring and put it somewhere where the sun don't shine.
Patrick, that's not what the story is
The
about.
fuck? Was hat er für eine weirde Version gesehen?
He was so slimy and sneaky. Oh, I can't even say it.
Patrick, this is not appropriate.
But it was just so funny. Gollum with his big
Was
eyes and his
ist das?
squishy face. I can't stop thinking about him.
I give up. You're hopeless, Patrick.
Yeah, I know. Hey, maybe you should watch it with me next time. We could make popcorn and...
A few moments later.
Glaub mir. Davon gibt es auf jeden Fall, von diesem Szenario gibt es auf jeden Fall genug Porn auf Rule 34. Wenn man nur danach sucht. Sowohl von SpongeBob X Patrick als auch von Patrick X Gollum. Meine Fresse. Ich liebe KI, ey. Du hast einfach so witzigen Content dadurch teilweise.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous jobs ever. Are you getting bored already?
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea.
Ist halt for real Legende.
I
Oh
still
Mann,
get
ist so geil.
fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary through and through.
Kann jemand mal bitte Rezo und Philipp Amthor als KI trainieren und die beiden dann gegeneinander battlen lassen?
Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation.
Also wirklich so, die Zerstörung von Rezo durch Philipp Amthor, aber die er aber eigentlich machen wollte, aber die er nicht gemacht hat, weil er halt gemerkt hat, dass er eigentlich voller Spießer ist und keine Ideen hat und nicht schlagfertig genug ist für sowas. Die dann halt als KI-Battle nachstellen, wo Rezo komplett unhinged ist, nicht Rezo, Philipp Amthor komplett unhinged ist und Rezo einfach so richtig hart zerstört, so out of character, so wie es eigentlich nicht machen würde. Das wäre so witzig.
But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru. And as a desert dweller, I'm still not completely ready to settle down on this side of the wall.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Alhaitham at the Academia.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the Academia?
What?
Ich glaube nicht, dass die ja schlau genug dafür wäre.
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Alhaitham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the Academia, but only if I wanted to.
Whoa. Hyman can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. Oh, but I think Dia would look great dressed up as a scholar.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. Alhaitham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight, so he suggested I find some work in the Academia.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually agree and let you become a Matra, because you're super amazing.
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up my alley.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all kinds of danger.
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your bodyguard has been unfamiliar territory for me.
I don't want to see you go, but I'll respect your decision.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again.
Die Freiheit liegt in der Natur von der.
Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. That makes me happy too. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better get to work while I still can.
Huh? But wait a second. You make it sound like you're leaving now.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick around until next week.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time? We were wondering if you had received a letter from Nilu.
Oh, did Nilu write to us?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letter here.
Da hat jemand versucht, Topic Nuking Israel zu machen. Ich glaube, der hat den Sinn hinter dem Discord nicht verstanden, aber es wäre anders, fand die beiden drüber reden zu hören. Ich find's krass, wie das auch einfach nicht zensiert ist und das einfach alles durchgehen kann. Oder gibt es da irgendwelche Regeln?
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying at. My lady has been very energetic.
Es ist nur eine Frage der Zeit.
Taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off napping on the job.
Mr. Krabs hat gerade einfach sich Gedanken über die ersten 100 Stellen von Pi gemacht. Es ist echt nur eine Frage der Zeit, bevor Patrick und SpongeBob darüber philosophieren, Juden zu verbrennen wie heißen die Dinger? In Konzentrationslagern. Es ist nur eine Frage der Zeit. Kennt ihr noch diese KI, die diesen Twitter-Account bedient hat? Es hat halt gefühlt nicht mal eine Woche gedauert, bevor die halt rassistisch geworden ist. weil die halt durch die ganzen Nutzer, sie hat sich ja, ich weiß gar nicht, wie die trainiert wurde, ich glaube, durch Interaktion mit anderen Leuten, mit Leuten, die mit ihr gequatscht haben auf Twitter, wurde die halt so rassistisch irgendwann. Es ist halt ein Gesetz. Du kannst halt keine KI auf die Menschen loslassen, weil die Menschen rassistisch sind. Die KIs solche KIs sind eigentlich einfach nur ein Spiegel unserer Gesellschaft, so unserer Natur. Die sind halt früher oder später werden sie halt mega rassistisch. Es ist halt so. Weil die meisten Leute tatsächlich auch dann, es liegt nicht mal daran, dass wir halt grundsätzlich rassistisch sind, sondern dass Menschen sind einfach Trolls. So, und wenn sie die Möglichkeit haben, jemanden zu trollen oder etwas, dann werden sie es machen. Und was bietet sich da besser an als eine KI, die einfach alles an Informationen aufsaugt, wie so ein Schwamm? David Jankowski heute um 13:20 Uhr. Topic SpongeBob und Patrick talk about September 11. Ach du Scheiße, ey.
Leave quite early in the morning, so the old man on duty is also usually dozing off.
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty is always asleep.
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go check later.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilu asked us to come and check on that.
Sorry to make you two come all the way out here.
It must be something important for Nilu to specifically write to us like that.
Yes, she said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great! I'll be sure to attend.
Count me in too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast? Can I just show up looking like this?
Since it's being organized by Nilu, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything, I think she wants to see us as our most natural selves.
All right, then this is how I'll show up.
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't forget.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We'll see you there.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know where Sino and Raman are?
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally no one knows his whereabouts.
It will only be added if it's good. What do you mean, porn? Ja, haben das Patrick und SpongeBob gesagt, oder was? Verstehe ich nicht.
But last time we met, he
Oder die
mentioned
Richtlinien
that
von
he had
Discord
something
jetzt,
to
von
do in
dem
Aru's
Discord.
village. You can try your luck there. As for Raman, your guess is as good
Mit dem
as
Discord.
mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino.
Okay,
You can ask Sino when you meet him.
ich interpretiere das mal so, it will only be added if it's good content. Die lassen Porn durch. Ja, vielleicht ist es guter Content, so aus Sicht der Discord-Betreiber. Ich denke mal nicht, dass sie den 11. September als guten Content durchgehen lassen. Also vielleicht schon, who knows. Mal schauen, ob mein Nuking Ohio durchkommt. Warum nicht Alabama?
Don't mention it. You'd better get going.
All right, on to our next stop.
Richtig witzig. Weil Ohio das größere Meme ist. Ja, stimmt. Ich lese eigentlich viel mehr über Ohio in letzter Zeit als Alabama. Alles, was auch irgendwie unnatürlich oder weird ist normal in Ohio.
It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village. Ah, there's Sino.
Okay, da steht einfach random rum. Lang nicht gesehen.
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave, so now we're out and about again.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
And Tanari is recovering well too.
Kam gerade wer von wegen Topic SpongeBob wants to nut all over Patrick. Oh Gott. Das kommt definitiv, das wird definitiv durchgewunken. Danke, dass du uns zu ihm gebracht hast.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right? Thanks for
Das ist die Zukunft des Internets, Leute. Ihr seht sie. Ihr seht die Geburtsstunde des Contents, den wir jetzt in 10 Jahren haben werden. Und zwar KI generiert und dann nur noch so ein weirder Shit.
You're welcome.
Hast du eigentlich das Video gesehen?
And Kale is quite attentive. It was the best place for you.
Hast du das Video gesehen, das KI-generierte Video wie The Rock Rocks ist? Hast du das mal geschaut? Das ist auch anders komisch. The Rock eats rocks. Hier. Das ist halt so weird, ne? Oh fuck. So, Musik aus, gar nicht dran gedacht. So, das ist halt auch irgendwie richtig weird. Aber genießt es, Mann. Guckt mal, schaut euch mal an, wie er es genießt. Das war nicht, wahrscheinlich sehr mineralienhaltig. Alter, das sieht aus, als ob er Schmerzen dabei hat. Oh Mann, ey. Das ist halt, ja, das ist der Content der Zukunft. Discord, please, ich hab Clip gemacht.
Do you think we should
Okay, warte.
Do you think we should
Man sieht gerade in Echtzeit, wie die Hirnzellen von SpongeBob absterben.
I don't know, SpongeBob. What do you think we...
Ich find's ja geil, wie Patrick verstanden hat, was SpongeBob sagen wollte in seinem Schlaganfall. Ah, schön. Da merkt man, wie gut die befreundet sind. Die können sich auch ohne Worte verstehen. Ah. Es ist immer wieder witzig, wenn die KI so Brain-Aussätze hat. Fast wie Menschen im Real Life. Vielleicht hat Patrick gar nichts verstanden. Vielleicht hat er einfach geraten. Oh, einfach gut. Einfach gut, dieser Content.
But why are you just standing here like a dead tree?
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean Candace?
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the usual place. You can go there if you'd like to see them. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, By King Deshret's
Ramen.
blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into trouble and need us to help now.
Raman! And... huh? Sataria?
Oh, you know me?
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need to be so guarded.
I see.
Wie läuft's in letzter Zeit?
I'm doing well. Many good things have happened recently.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to shine after suddenly finding a new direction.
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Alright, well, I suppose I should start by saying... I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
Was für eine Überraschung. Du willst keine Gelehrte mehr sein?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, you could say I've found a new identity. I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have not completely given up on my relationship to knowledge either.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a teacher?
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with me and hoped that I could bring her ideas to the Eremites.
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. I'll teach them, and after they've finished learning from me, they can go educate more people. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Sataria is more than welcome to come teach here. Her arrival is like a star shining in the desert night. The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night. They lead those in the dark out of trouble and back to safety.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from? I'm starting to feel a little embarrassed.
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed to danger and don't fear death, which is why we recognize extraordinary actions that common people would easily overlook.
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the academia doesn't allow scholars to teach in the desert without permission. As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts constantly bombarding my soul. Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the academia's grasp on you will become. Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
Miss.
These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back to my people after going home. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer at the academia. Lord Sino told me that Azar didn't belong there anymore.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light. You probably have already heard.
Ich weiß gar nicht, was mit dir passiert ist.
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss collaboration with members of the Eremites. My plan was able to go smoothly thanks to him and Raman.
You're all doing so much for the desert.
Aside from that, I also have some other business to discuss with Sino.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her, and part of it required the assistance of the Eremites. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali. I believe the people will make good use of them.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Sino and Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'm afraid we'd never be able to get our hands on them.
Apart from this, The academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert.
Ja, das ist ja alles schön und gut, aber warum muss ich das wissen? Es gibt kein Fick drauf.
And maintain these resources to ensure long-term effectiveness.
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a glimmer of hope. I think this may be the turning point for the desert.
Ich meine, schön und
Remember
gut.
these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers. Then we'll once again see the wisdom and
Er literally müde von dem Gerede.
shook the world.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf of Nilu. Nilu wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure where the letters should be sent, so she asked us to come find everyone personally. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all of you will be able to attend. At the feast, we'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. Although, judging from your appearance, it seems you've already been reinstated. Paimon thought you would only start working for the Academia after the feast.
Celebration? Feast?
Weiß nicht Bescheid?
It's the first I've heard of it.
Tainari was right. He really didn't know.
This feast is for you, Sino. Sounds to me like you'll have to be there.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not like feasts very much.
No, not really. But I'll go.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the desert, so I'll have to pass.
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, please give a message to Miss Nilu for me. The message is, I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now I understand the beauty of your dance. It's like a light shining in the sky. You and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but also lively and powerful, so much so that it was prohibited. Please keep dancing, and someday I'll be able to appreciate your art in person.
Ja, das werde ich mir jetzt auch alles Wort für Wort merken können. Warum schreibst du es nicht einfach auf, du Hohlbirne?
Okay, we've got all that down.
Das bezweifle ich.
Our job here is complete as well. Oh, Sino, remember, party's in 2 days.
Got it.
In 2 Tagen? Muss ich jetzt warten? Okay. 19 bis 24 Uhr. Wann geht's los mit dem Kartenspiel? Keine Ahnung. Wo mach ich das? Wo schalte ich das überhaupt frei?
Today's the big day. Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see how this...
Okay. Dann let's go. Razzangarten. Ich habe mich ein bisschen zu hoch geportet. Das ist in Mondstadt, da muss ich mal dahin gehen. Okay, hier ist die Akademie. Ich bin immer noch zu hoch. Ich weiß nicht, ob du die Quest schon hast. Wir schauen einfach mal, was wir für Quests dort haben. Ich habe auf jeden Fall eine angenommen hier. Ich weiß nicht, welche das war. Nein, whatever. Müssen wir mal schauen. So, jetzt machen wir okay. Bleib mal weg. Hau rein, Janik. Viel Spaß beim Arbeiten.
Ah, there you are.
Au.
Well, look
Voll
who
überm Pickel
finally
gekratzt.
decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work.
But we're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else arrived ahead of
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Boah, ich finde Reden immer so awkward.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food and drinks, and chat about all sorts of fun things.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all the delicious food here!
Die Vorbereitungen zum Bankett Wiedereinsteigen vom Dramat auf den großen wir anständig Essen und Trinken waren köstlich und die Ausstattung war ein Augenschmaus. Alle Beteiligten genossen das Festmahl und durften sogar eine Vorführung von Nilo und ihren Freund vom großen Basar beiwohnen. Und ich krieg keine Cutscene dazu, oder was? Die Zeit verging wie im Fluge, das Bankett war so bestechend wie ein Traum. Ach komm, ey, Hoyoverse, jetzt war die aber faul. Ich krieg nicht mal eine Cutscene dafür.
Oh, this grilled meat tastes amazing!
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And we have gifts that were sent by the residents of Sumeru City when they heard we were holding a feast. Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru, and wanted me to thank you all on their behalf.
Ah, feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero. I could get used to this.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job. You've always been amazing, Dia.
My lady sure has a way with words. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the great plan.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive together. It's unbelievable.
We owe it to our abilities.
Wir sind aus der Matrix
And
ausgebrochen.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly had a chance of succeeding?
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, it took even more luck for us to formulate a plan and implement it successfully.
Ich schwöre, Heitham ist halt so ein Typ, der einfach null Humor hat. So ein richtiger Klugscheißer einfach.
Moreover, judging from the results, everything worked out well.
Yeah, everyone gave it their all when it mattered most. It was almost like a performance. We took the stage and put on our best show. Everyone played their part, and thanks to everyone's efforts, the performance was a great success.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
Mhm.
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Yes, even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of it.
Ja, ihre Weisheit verloren, das kann ich sogar nachvollziehen. So dumme Entscheidungen, wie sie getroffen hat in der letzten Cutscene. Ich hab's nicht vergessen.
This should
Absolut
be something everybody
mentally brain dead, ey.
Huh? You look surprised. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
No,
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Ich war nur etwas abwesend.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, I still have to say it. Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru. And what did they do in return?
Sieht aus, als hätten sich ihre Erinnerungen und Kenntnisse zur Geschichte von Sumeru verändert, nachdem die höheren Herren Rukadevata in Vergessenheit geraten ist. Ach so, ja, stimmt ja, weil die ja aus der Erinnerung der Leute getilgt wurde. Ich erinnere mich. Heutzutage glauben sie, dass es immer nur ein Archon in Sumeru gibt, die niedere Herrin Kusanali. Vielleicht bin ich die einzige Person in Teyvat, die sich an die höhere Herrin Rukadevata erinnert. Als Zeuge dieser Begebenheiten sollte ich ihre Wahl respektieren und ihr Geheimnis hüten.
If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more severe punishment.
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely punished.
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation to become the Grand Sage?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Nein.
Not at
Na,
all.
vielleicht.
But every person handling the selection process has said that you are the most suitable candidate to lead the Academia right now.
Why? Because he dethroned a czar from power?
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew a czar for my own personal gain.
But seriously, though, I always wondered if you had some personal motives behind it.
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with being a sage. If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued. I had no intention of letting their dreams disrupt my life.
By that, you mean your life working as the Academia's scribe.
Ja, am Samstag streame ich wieder.
Precisely.
Das ist so der Plan.
Wait, is that all?
So, that's the only reason why...
Hoffentlich dann Nier Replicant, wenn ich hier fertig bin. Wenn ich hier fertig komme mit Sumeru. Dann kann ich endlich Nier anfangen. Warte ich schon seit Jahren drauf.
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed work as the General Mahamatra, right?
That's right.
Will you be happy with that?
It's not about being happy. There are merely a lot of things that I must do.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay?
Als ob der Typ lächeln kann.
Smile more every day.
Ich glaube ganz fest, dass Saino vergessen hat, wie man lächelt.
Thank you.
Lasst uns auf den Sieg anstoßen, sprich mit den Gästen. Jetzt muss ich nochmal mit denen reden.
Ah, there you are, traveler. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the feast today? If there's anything you're unhappy with, just let me know.
Ein tolles
I'll be
Bankett.
sure to take note of it.
Danke für die Einladung. Und wann kommt der Zelda-Stream? Dann danach irgendwann.
That's good. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. I was a little nervous myself. You see, every guest here is quite extraordinary. It's unbelievable that we've got everyone together here. Almost like a fairy tale. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you're enjoying yourselves.
Ich möchte dir etwas verraten. Du hast Nilo erzählt, was Zetaria gesagt hat.
I'm honored to have her think of me this way. If I have a chance in the future, I would really like to invite her to one of my performances. I can't explain why, but I just feel elated right now. Thank you.
Kein Ding.
The atmosphere here is good. And everything is delicious.
Du bist ein seltener Anblick auf einer Feier.
I don't often come to such places. But it feels quite good. I have a lot to handle these days. Otherwise, I could show you around.
Schon gut, wir kommen auch alleine klar.
There's always next time. We're friends after all. This feast is pretty good. I like it.
So, wenigstens erzählen Sie mir nicht nochmal von Ihrer Lebensgeschichte.
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings, but the atmosphere here is quite good.
Und ich dachte, du würdest dich langweilen.
No. This gathering today has a unique meaning. The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of their hearts. Unlike the farces at the Academia. That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever alien to those bookworms who have driven themselves insane by studying.
So wie du.
I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house. Oh well.
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious. Have you tried it?
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. Oh, they're very sweet. What an amazing place to relax. No wonder everybody likes to rest at the Grand Bazaar.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody. Oh, now I have the chance to meet all the heroes.
Gerne, ich freue mich hier zu sein.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is about having fun, not stuffy formalities.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop.
Ich schlafe gleich ein, wie in Real Life.
Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've put something yummy in your
Ja, gehen wir mal einen Energy suchen.
Of course. Just wait here for Paimon.
Ich bin plötzlich so müde. Habe ich gestern Nacht nicht gut geschlafen? Oder habe ich mein Bäuchlein zu voll geschlagen? Wer ist da? Aha. Okay. Die Zeit ist angehalten? The fuck?
It's me.
Ach so. Unser Bewusstsein ist wieder verbunden.
You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon.
Hallo Seria, willkommen. Brauchst du Hilfe?
I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in.
Also brauchst du Hilfe, Seria?
I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more thing I hope you can help me with.
Mhm. Erstmal automatisch versuchen, den Twitch-Emote hier zu benutzen. Hab ich schon fast gedacht.
Please say thank you to everyone for me.
Nein, du musst die richtig coolen YouTube-Emotes benutzen. Die richtig krass sind und besser als die Twitch-Emotes. Was bin ich lesen? Twitch-Streamerin zeigt Influencer an, weil er fiese Videos über sie macht. Er macht ein fieses Video über die Anzeige. Oh Mann, ey, Junge, Influencer sind solche Clowns manchmal. Das ist ein richtig cooles Emote, genau das meinte ich. Das ist 100-mal besser als Kekwi oder Kappa oder Lull. Nahida, am besten sagst du es ihnen selbst.
Oh, is it not convenient for you to do that for me?
Manche Dinge muss man selbst erledigen.
But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? That'd be the last thing I want.
Bitte beruhige dich, nichts wird passieren.
Let me think about it. Okay.
Hast du dich entschieden?
Yes, I have.
Dann ist gut, was?
You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right?
Hat die jetzt eiskalt die Kontrolle von mir übernommen?
I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky.
Bitte helfen Sie mir, ich werde missbraucht. Bitte helfen Sie mir. Dann versprich mir wenigstens, dass du nichts Komisches von mir gibst.
Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food. It's me. Huh? That voice. Nahida?
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting. Is this also a part of the feast?
No, of course not. Are you Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and even the entirety of Tevat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you... You have done so much for Sumeru, and I didn't even have a chance to do anything for you.
Dingerzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying for me. Thank you.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things back on the right path.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. I hoped you liked the dance I dedicated to you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Siehst du, ich hab dir doch gesagt, dass sich alle freuen, dich zu sehen.
Ja.
Nahides überraschende Ankunft brachte das Bankett zum Höhepunkt. Die Herzen der Gäste sprudelten vor Glück. Unter dem Einfluss ihrer Emotionen sprachen sie und lachten sie bis in die tiefe Nacht hinein. Das Bankett war ein krönender Erfolg. Wow. Aber gab's nicht noch... Ich habe so ein paar Clips gesehen am nächsten Tag. Wo Skaradouche irgendwie nicht mehr so ein Sack war, sondern irgendwie gut. Kommt das noch? Es geht.
After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton.
Nichts im Vergleich zu dir.
That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon. That's all right. Since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the Academia right about now. If you have any questions, now's your chance to ask.
Okay, dann fragen wir sie. Lasst uns auf den Sieg anstoßen. Geht zum Heiligtum von Surastana. Das ist da oben irgendwo wahrscheinlich. Hier ganz oben. Quetschen wir sie mal aus. Der ist auch spielbar. Ja, das habe ich schon mitbekommen. Ist er gut? Warte mal, in welchem Tier war der jetzt? Weiß ich schon gar nicht mehr. Genshin.gg. Skaradouche ist B. Aber auf C0. Er heißt ja Wanderer. Nicht Traveler, sondern Wanderer. Hat das irgendeine tiefere Bedeutung? Ist er vielleicht der Sasuke des Genshin-Universums und wir sind Naruto? Kann man hier runterfallen? Oh ja, kann man. Du brauchst auf jeden Fall ein paar Absperrzäune hier.
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in all the happiness and joy, like a candle floating on water.
So are we, and that's why we're here to talk with you.
Is there anything you want to know?
Warum bist du so eine hohle Nuss? Warum hast du den Handel mit Il Dottore gemacht? Ich dachte, du wärst die Archon der Weisheit oder so. Das war alles andere als weise.
After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as it used to. I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut it down permanently. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down. The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity and curtailed the number of paths available to them. I don't think this is good for Sumeru. Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, they will soon understand that this life is more suitable for them. And as for the future of Sumeru, I'm preparing to regain control of the Academia. The former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I will oversee the process personally. I hope that the new 6 great sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru needs such leaders more than ever. The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert, in fact. They have been mistreated for far too long. I've already taken some measures to address this. It will take some time to rebuild everything, But no matter if it's culture, friendship, or trust, we will rebuild it.
Was passierte, nachdem ich an jenem Tag eingeschlafen war?
You mean, what happened after the doctor put you to sleep?
Hat er das göttliche Herz gestohlen? Nein, er hat es freiwillig bekommen, ganz ohne Kampf, weil es aufgegeben wurde. Von dir kleinem Goblin.
The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate, the Heavenly Principles. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage against the doctor.
Was für eine himmlische Ordnung? Meinen Sie die eine aus dem Intro?
I told him that the Heavenly Principles
Der
may be
Kiana-Klon?
awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, he still fell for it. I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to its laws take place. And as for what I exchanged for the Gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the God of Wisdom.
Höchstwahrscheinlich, ja. Ha. Wird mal Zeit, dass die auch mal langsam auftaucht. Erzähl mir mehr über Scaramouche.
He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather.
Sie hat ihn versteckt?
I know
Okay.
you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate.
Mhm. Die nächste Station ist Fontaine, oder? Bin ich mal gespannt.
Is that where you're headed next? Fontaine, the nation of justice? As far as I know, that nation operates in a judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge people?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Fossalor, won't preside over individual trials. However, even then, Fossalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere. As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, a very unique personality.
Ich habe keine weiteren Fragen.
Are you sure? Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet?
Huh? You mean...
About your sister. While
Oh,
you were resting
wird's
in
jetzt spannend.
Converterville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Wir kommen von außerhalb des Sternenmeers. Was da bedeutet?
Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Tevat?
Yes, very much so.
Anything on him or his sister?
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on you. However, there must be something different about your sister. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information on her after all.
Ja, das wundert mich nicht, weil wir jetzt schon seit wie vielen Monaten auf dieser Welt gestrandet sind.
What? There is only one possible explanation.
Sie sollte aus unserer Welt stammen.
She belongs to this world.
Fuck. Okay. I am Confusion. Wie kann das sein? Meine Schwester und ich haben zusammen die Sternmeere bereist. Wie kann sie aus Tevat kommen? Vielleicht sind unsere Erinnerungen einfach gefälscht. Vielleicht sind wir gar nicht mit ihr verwandt, sondern wir sind irgendwas anderes. Das ergibt keinen Sinn. Stimmt etwas mit meinen Erinnerungen nicht? Oder hat diese Welt etwas mit ihr angestellt?
But nothing about this makes any sense. Wasn't this your first trip to Tevat?
Weißt du sonst noch etwas?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, she began her journey through the 7 nations of Tevat. But just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen to her?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating her fate. And whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
Könnte es mit dem Abgrund zu tun haben.
But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow comes from this world.
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the descenders.
Ankömmling?
What's a descender? Paimon's never heard of it.
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right? A very important part of the intel was about this world's descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Tevat's fourth descender.
Ich wette, die eine aus Snezhnaya, die Anführerin, ist auch nicht aus dieser Welt.
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other descenders before the Traveler, and his sister isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first
Die himmlische
descender was
Ordnung.
likely what we now call the heavenly principles.
Okay, ergibt Sinn.
As for the other descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time.
Vielleicht Dunslife? Obwohl, nee, der war Iskandria.
Crazy new information.
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, I truly regret that I can't help you more as the God of Wisdom. There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them.
Ich brauche Zeit zum Nachdenken.
And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew into
Wird
parts
langsam
of
interessant.
Sumeru.
Ja, nach so 6 Jahren gefühlt endlich mal.
I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world.
Aber auch nur sehr langsam. Ich habe halt literally diese ganze Expansion, in dieser ganzen Expansion ist das jetzt der erste Satz, der halt mehr Lore gibt, der mehr revealed hat über das Gesamtgeschehen, über die Hintergründe, über unsere Lore. Ein Satz für die fucking Expansion. Oder halt mehr als ein Satz, aber eine Dialogszene halt. Bis irgendwelche Fragen geklärt werden, dauert es noch 100 Jahre. Ja, und davor musst du dann nochmal 50.000 Nationen befreien und 300 Banketts feiern und die Lebensgeschichte von 7.000 anderen NPCs dir anhören, die eigentlich gar nichts mit der Story zu tun haben, bevor du dann endlich den nächsten Schnipsel bekommst. Aber ich mag dieses tröpfelnde, dieses Revealing nicht, dieses tröpfchenweise Revealen von Informationen, das geht mir so auf den Sack. Vor allem im Verhältnis zu dem Content, durch den du dich kämpfen musst dann vorher. Ich habe gesagt, dass das Schicksal das ultimative Wissen darstellt. Deine Zukunft ist das ultimative Schicksal. Okay, what?
I'm sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida.
The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes. And maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
Ich frag mich halt... Eigentlich sollte Hoyoverse aus finanzieller Sicht ja absolut kein Interesse haben, die Story zu beenden, weil dann haben sie ja keinen Grund mehr für mehr Content und dann spielen Spieler irgendwann das Spiel auch nicht mehr und bezahlen. Also eigentlich ist es ja Ziel, die Spieler so lange wie möglich an diesem Spiel festzuhalten. Und das setzt voraus, dass du die Story so lang wie möglich hinausstrecken musst. Bestenfalls unendlich lange, also dass wir einfach nie ein Ende finden zu dieser Story. Ich meine, selbst Honkai Impact geht ja storytechnisch momentan immer noch weiter. Das ist ja anscheinend immer noch nicht abgeschlossen. Wie alt ist das Spiel schon? Über 8 Jahre? 9 Jahre? Also, I don't know. Ich bin jetzt nicht so der Riesenfan von diesem Szenario. Das geht schnell nach hinten los, wenn sie das so weitermachen. Nee, anscheinend ja nicht, es funktioniert ja mit Honkai Impact auch. Hat ja trotzdem immer noch eine solide Spielerschaft und dabei ist das Spiel noch nicht mal so gut, so qualitativ gut wie Genshin. Also weiß ich nicht. Ich habe schon ein MMO, das ich seit über 10 Jahren spiele. Das das halt so eine ewig lange Story hat, aber ich finde Final Fantasy macht das halt auch gut und streckt das nicht so unnötig lang in die Länge. Nur in Stormblood war es teilweise ein bisschen nervig. Da hat sich ein bisschen gestreckt gefühlt tatsächlich. Und eventuell Endwalker ein paar Stellen. Nicht viele, aber Endwalker hat sich auch etwas länger angefühlt, als es eigentlich musste. Oh, hier ist noch so ein Ding. Ich meine, wenn ich jetzt, wenn ich, keine Ahnung, 14 wäre oder so, hätte ich jetzt kein Problem damit, aber ey, ich habe jetzt schon so wenig Zeit. Da mag ich es umso weniger, wenn man meine Zeit verschwendet. Wo ist denn jetzt, da? Da ist das Ding. Das geht eher das Artefaktsystem nach hinten los. Inwiefern?
The wind knows me.
So, na, ich habe schon so einen Buff. Zack. Zack. Weil das scheiße geregelt ist. Das sowieso.
Will not stand for this.
Time to go. Into the wind.
Things are about to get dicey.
Ich bin schon gar nicht mehr am Artefakte grinden. Mir ist das mittlerweile echt... Ich habe nicht die Zeit dafür, ey. Ich zock Genshin eigentlich nur noch wegen der Story. Wenigstens ist es nicht Pay to Win, sodass ich die Story ganz vernünftig zocken kann. Und ja, ey, dann auf Charakterleveln habe ich eigentlich gar keinen Bock mehr. Ist mir zu blöd. Ich sehe auch den Sinn dahinter nicht. Also es ergibt einfach keinen Sinn. Ich waste meine Zeit, damit ich ein paar höhere Schadenszahlen habe, aber es ist im Endeffekt derselbe Content. Es ergibt irgendwie null Sinn, wenn man drüber nachdenkt.
Fallen leaves. Adorn luck.
Here comes the catch. Busted.
Was greift mich hier eigentlich an? Oh fuck, ich sollte vielleicht mal... Oh scheiße, das Ding ist... Wieso ist das Ding abgesperrt? What the fuck? Wieso war das jetzt auf einmal verschlossen? Ach, weißt du was, leck mich. So, war das die Main Story jetzt oder geht's noch weiter? Hier, Kapitel 6. Oder ist das nicht die Main Story? Kontenauftrag? Um noch mehr Informationen über deine Schwester zu halten, wollte Paimon und du Nahida noch einmal im Heiligtum besuchen. Auf dem Weg dorthin hörte jemand über ein Thema diskutiert. Schließe die anderen Aufträge ab, um fortzufahren. Schließe Acer Palmatum, erster Akt ab. Aha, und wo? So, ich kann wieder was Neues aufschließen. Okay, kann ich nicht. Okay, das kann ich auch nicht aufschließen. Was ist mit... Ja, komm, Sino. Was muss ich jetzt hier? Muss ich das hier abschließen oder was?
Take it easy.
Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the Traveler in Paimon, right? I thought you two looked familiar. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Wer bist du?
My name is Nabil.
Nabil.
I'm a Matra in the Academia. You're friends with Sino, right? I've heard him mention you before. Currently, Sino is out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge.
It's been days since we've last heard from him.
Oh no. Do you think he's in trouble?
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Sino. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated than we had originally thought. Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers. Do you think you could lend us a hand and help investigate the smuggling?
Oh.
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Gibt es irgendwelche Informationen?
Large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. Sino suspected that there's a secret route being used to move the capsules. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And, unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action. Last we heard from Sino, he was investigating somewhere outside Sumeru City. It seems that he had found some leads at the time, but we haven't heard from him since.
Sounds like we better go look for him.
Okay. Aber ist das, was ich jetzt... Lupus aureus? Nee, das ist nicht, was ich eigentlich machen sollte. Ja, was für einen Auftrag wollen die denn von mir? Asa Palmatum, erster Akt. Oder muss ich da irgendwelche Legendenaufträge machen? Ich muss... Mit Kasua... Willst du einen Legendenschlüssel verbrauchen? Ich habe aber keine. Doch, ich habe 2 noch. Lol, ich muss einen Kasua-Legendenauftrag machen. Den Scheiß. Interessant. Geht zu den... Was geht zu den Byaku-Feldern? Aber was hat denn Kazuha damit zu tun? Ich bin gerade voll verwirrt. Richtig weird. Ja, ich schätze, wir müssen das jetzt machen.
Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then.
Die Zeit vergeht wie im Flug.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
Warte mal.
Huh? What's up?
Wer bist du denn? Small oder was?
Hey, what the heck was that for?
Oh, da halt einiges aus. Ich wünschte, Chichi würde mehr heilen.
The wind knows me.
My apologies.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the
No
very
shit.
least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision.
Warum suchst du nach ihm?
That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Okay.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like
Hallo,
a
Paul
real
Volk.
nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure.
Grüße dich.
No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Hm. Du bist ausnahmsweise mal schlau.
Hey,
Passiert aber nur ganz, ganz selten.
I'm on smart lots of the time.
Wie viel Story hat Genshin eigentlich? Du spielst das schon seit Jahren. Ja, das ist eine gute Frage, ey. Ist halt wirklich so. Ich glaube, ich bin jetzt fast durch mit der Story von diesem Add-on. Also ich glaube, da kommt nicht mehr viel. Ich hoffe, dass ich Samstag dann endlich Nier Replicant anfangen kann. Sind die Story-Erweiterungen free? Ja, das ganze Spiel ist free. Es hat halt nur mega viel Content.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Ich habe ein bisschen das Gefühl,
What kind of hunch?
vielleicht hat er eine besondere Verbindung zu Kazuha.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
Es ist nur ein vages Gefühl.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Boah, voller Meta-Witz von Paimon. Da hat sie aber recht.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
It's dangerous to go alone. Kazuha.
Is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
So. Ja, let's go. Wo ist denn das? Was ist denn eine Stadt? Ja, es ist auch bei Genshin teilweise sehr, sehr viel Gelaber immer.
Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Auch?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Das ist quasi ihr Bankai.
Really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
Das ist genauso beeindruckend wie der Kampf von Beidou gegen Aishan.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense.
Wisst ihr, wer die Attacke noch blocken könnte?
Newfound stardom is well deserved.
Kandake. Weil Kandake eigentlich ein geheimer S-Tier-Charakter ist.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Auch das Bakufu will Freundschaft zeigen. Wer waren die nochmal? Das ist so lange her, ne?
Visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Es war schon schwer nachzuvollziehen, während ich in der Story drin war hier in Inazuma, aber das alles war hier so mega politisch. Und jetzt, nachdem das Ganze schon ewig lang her ist, habe ich teilweise keine Ahnung mehr, wer war, welche Vereine es gab. Es gab verschiedene Häuser, meine ich, die alle irgendwie eigenes Süppchen gekocht haben. Ich kann aber euch nicht mehr sagen, welches Haus wofür stand. Ein bisschen japanisches Game of Thrones hier eigentlich.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kai to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured
Die sind ja genauso langsam wie unsere Politik.
that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
Kann ich einfach sagen, dass es mich nicht interessiert? Weil ich jetzt genau weiß, egal was ich jetzt auswähle, es kommt eine mega lange Exposition über den Hintergrund und seinen ganzen gesamten Familienstammbaum. Ein wenig.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
Mhm, ja,
There came a
ja.
time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Okay.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
Natürlich, ja.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Vielleicht altert er einfach nur sehr gut. So wie ein gewisser anderer Herr
The
hier.
idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Du informierst Kazuha über den Angreifer in der Wildnis.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Hast du Schulkameraden, die du angepisst hast?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. so it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town.
Frag hier Ryuji nach Informationen. Wo ist er denn nochmal? Ach, da. There he is.
I'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidehara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
Okay, this is creepy.
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry.
Für ein paar Millionen sage ich euch, was ich heute zum Frühstück hatte.
What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
Langsam werde ich wieder richtig müde.
Few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking
heute, jetzt gerade
the
besonders.
assault,
Ich hatte heute wenig Schlaf.
case the Tenryo Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Ich mache einfach so ein Sleeping Stream. Ich meine, ist das noch die Meta oder ist das jetzt nicht mehr, ist das jetzt out? Einfach schlafen und dann passiv Geld verdienen dadurch.
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Yokkel braucht mehr Action. Ich empfehle Elden Ring. Stimmt, das steht ja auch noch. Ja, ich warte auf den Steam Summer Sale. Das steht ja noch auf meiner Playlist. Ich warte auf den Summer Sale und dann kaufe ich es mir hoffentlich günstig. Kann ich das als Anerkennung werten?
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there's a familiar name.
Echt?
Right.
Nämlich.
Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Lasst uns beide Vorfälle untersuchen.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuichi. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Verstehe immer noch nicht, was Kazuha damit zu tun hat hier mit der Main Story. Ach, der alte Sack. Ich erinnere mich.
If it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
Huh? You 2 know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans.
Ja, hoffentlich nicht zu sehr miteinander.
After I
Nicht
returned
kreisförmig,
to
please.
I
Sonst
visited
muss ich mir
Mr.
Sorgen machen.
Amenoma to pay my respects.
Oh, ich muss mich kurz hinlegen. Kurz mal 5 Minuten Augen zumachen. Nur ganz kurz. Oh, nee, schon gut. Es geht wieder.
Ah, let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
Wow.
Sad.
Krass.
It is a great
Niemals
pity
gedacht.
indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties. And just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Wow.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right.
Ist das nicht der Endboss aus Elden Ring?
Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade
Nicht Elden Ring,
and
Sekiro.
mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed.
Das Bro, hätte ich nie gedacht.
Most samurai
Mega
choose their
interessant.
blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are,
Boah, das ist ja wie
without
bei
a
One
doubt,
Piece.
the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
Ja, das sagen sie immer.
And kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Dann war es wohl Nagato.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Jetzt im Haus der Nagatos, um ein besseres Bild der Situation zu bekommen. Wo sind die? Wo wohnen die überhaupt? Wohnen hier wieder am Arsch der Welt, oder was?
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No.
Ist er Milch holen gegangen? Oder Zigaretten?
We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him.
Der Typ klingt wie ein richtiger Hardcore-Messi.
But as time went by, things changed.
So ein richtiger Order einfach.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
Es ist wichtig, eigene Wünsche zu kontrollieren.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. Ame no Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Oh, jetzt muss man diesen Messi auch noch finden. Ich brauche übrigens übelst lange zum Einschlafen in der Regel.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Boah, mal, ja, ist immer nervig. Ich verschwinde zu viel Zeit mit Einschlafen.
Played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Nein.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Der Brand sollte dazu dienen, die Wahrheit zu verbergen.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility.
Echt?
Ame no Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Das mit dem Angreifer klingt auch unlogisch.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Ame no Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Damn, was können wir nur tun?
Come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Okay, die Investigativsuche geht weiter. Geht zum Lagerhaus, in dem das Feuer ausgebrochen ist. Wo war denn das überhaupt? Ja.
It's raining again?
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Du meinst den Regen?
Oh, this must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you
Oder den Blitz, der gerade neben uns eingeschlagen ist.
chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Das ist ja verlässlich.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
Irgendwer hat sich da wohl eine Woche nicht geduscht.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left
Er ist halt wie Tanjiro.
It felt very much
Seiner
like that
Kacknase.
ancient presence in
Das ist halt ein Demon Slayer hat das halt null Sinn ergeben. Also klar, es ist ein Anime und irgendwo muss es halt nicht logisch sein, also 1:1 logisch, aber selbst für Anime-Verhältnisse war das schon sehr weit hergeholt, dass der halt literally die Schwachpunkte riechen kann, mitten im Kampf, in der Action. Das war schon, Alter, das konnte ich halt nicht ernst nehmen. Oh Mann, das war schon eine sehr interessante Fähigkeit. Bis gleich, Seria. Das war schon irgendwie random, ja. Ich kann das mehr nachvollziehen, dass wie ist der andere, der immer laut ist, der Blitztyp? Dass der das halt hören kann. Ergibt für mich mehr Sinn, auch wenn es fast genauso beschissen ist. Ergibt für mich halt mehr Sinn, als das zu riechen. Die haben irgendwas gebraucht, um das zu erklären. Ja, die hatten wahrscheinlich so ein Roulette bei sich so in dem Studio. Und dann haben wir einfach so irgendwelche random Fähigkeiten, irgendwelche random Sinne da draufgeschrieben. Und dann einfach das Rad gedreht und geguckt, welcher Charakter welchen Sinn bekommt. So. Ja, war mega weird. Ich hätte nie gedacht, dass Tatarigami hier auftauchen.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Fällt das andere nicht auf?
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
Okay.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Was kann denn da unten schon so Gefährliches lauern?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das gut oder schlecht ist.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Okay, let's go.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind, and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Okay. Ich sehe gar nichts. Warum kann ich eigentlich nicht dauerhaft in diesem Modus rumlaufen? Das ist so dumm.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
Das sind dann wohl Nagato und Yuya.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Okay.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be
Töten wir sie?
drawing their
Ja, wir töten sie, komm.
Let's take a closer look.
Hier wird nicht gegraben, sie haben keine Grabeerlaubnis. Sie müssen diese erst beim Amt beantragen.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
Ketchup.
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Ich bin Nagato, mein Körper wurde von Yuya aufgeschlitzt und er hat mir noch mein wertvolles Schwert genommen. Ich habe ihn immer verfolgt, aber nie eingeholt. Ich bin zu erschöpft, ich ruhe mich hier aus meinem Bauch strömt Blut heraus. Ich glaube, das ist das Ende, aber irgendeine unerklärliche Kraft lässt mich weitergehen. Warum hat er mein Schwert weggenommen? Ich habe ihm doch gesagt, ich würde es an ihn verkaufen, sogar mein Lagerhaus hat er angezündet. Es tut so weh, es tut wirklich unglaublich weh, aber mir ist nicht schwindelig geworden. Ich schreibe diesen Brief, um mich ein wenig davon abzulenken. Sachiko, Yuji, was soll ich bloß tun? Ich bin ihrer unwürdig, es tut mir so leid. Erst jetzt merke ich, wie falsch ich lag. Ich stehe bestimmt unter dämonischen Einflüssen. Bis zuletzt habe ich alle möglichen seltsamen Dinge gesammelt, aber sie brachten mir weder Glück noch Wärme. Das alles ist nicht eines ihrer Worte wert. Ich danke dir, es tut mir leid, dir so viel Kummer gemacht zu haben, Sachiko. Ja, er ist tot. Dann hat sich das ja schon mal geklärt.
A conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
Tot, verwest.
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls.
Wir haben Dringlicheres zu tun.
Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
Let's go.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant.
Take it easy.
Folge dem Geruch. Okay. Der Geruch ist da auf dem Wasser irgendwo. Richtige Stinkwolken. Oben. So, wo ist er? Stell dich, wir haben sie umzingelt. Wo sind die Drogen?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Hat alles vollgestänkert.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Ah, da ist ja unser Freund.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Schwert.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Nee, das ist nur eine Reliktwaffe aus Bosnia. Oder so. Wobei, hat mehr so Heavensward Reliktwaffen-Animationen. Vielleicht hat er sich einfach eine Reliktwaffe gegönnt, der Junge. Wollte sich mal was gönnen hier.
Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more, and sure enough,
Wieder mega viel Backstory.
he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
Okay.
He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
Okay.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing.
Oh, meine Fresse. I don't give a shit.
And prove my power.
Oh.
Tell me, what...
My hosts.
Wie kann es sein, dass das halt immer noch weitergeht und weitergeht und nicht aufhört? I don't give a shit. So, endlich kommen wir zum Knackpunkt hier. Sorry, ey, aber ich bin halt ein Story-Typ, aber das hier ist einfach zu viel. Ich hab nicht mal die Konzentration für so einen Scheiß. Ey, ich brauche nicht die gesamte Backstory von irgendeinem random fucking Schwert, das ich sowieso nie wiedersehen werde nach dieser Quest, das einfach null Relevanz hat. Man kann es auch übertreiben mit dem Strecken von Spielzeit. Mein Gott. Ja, Hoyoverse übertreibt es halt mega. Das ist ja nicht meine Sidequest, die muss ich ja machen, damit ich die Mainquest weitermachen kann.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Dann schlage ich dich in Stücke.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback.
Dieses Schwert hört einfach nicht auf zu reden.
Shall endure. By any means necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just...
As I've
Das hat er gerochen.
before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings.
So wie Tanjiro auch Schwachstellen riechen kann und die Gefühle seiner Gegner und die Gedanken kann er auch riechen. Er kann Gedanken lesen mit seiner Nase.
Since the blade is currently
Wahrscheinlich kann auch die Lottozahlen erriechen.
body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade.
Das meinte ich, wenn so Hoyoverse so weitermacht mit Gerede, springen immer mehr Leute ab, weil das irgendwann nur noch nervt. Ja, die Hardcore-Fans, die werden nicht abspringen. Dafür haben sie schon zu viel Zeit rein investiert. Und zu viel Geld vor allem. Aber ja, es ist halt schlimm. Also gerade so Leute wie mich vergrault das gerade so hart. Ich habe halt nicht so eine krasse Bindung zu Genshin. Vor allem als Free-to-Play-Spieler nicht. Und ich fühl halt gerade literally halt so Burnout. Es gibt halt wirklich, ich denke, Genshin Burnout ist halt ein richtiges Ding so. Weil die Expansions einfach teilweise so unnötig in die Länge gezogen werden. Auch bei Inazuma war das schon teilweise so, dass du ganze Arcs hattest, die einfach null zur Story beigetragen haben oder halt gekürzt hätten werden können. Nur um die Spielzeit zu strecken, weil es halt keinen richtigen qualitativen Content gibt oder Story. Diese ganze Geschichte mit dem Feuerwerk zum Beispiel, dieser ganze Feuerwerk-Arc in Inazuma, den hätte man einfach sparen können oder in eine Sidequest packen. Obwohl, war der in der Sidequest? Oh, ich weiß gar nicht mehr. Ich glaube, der war in der Mainquest, ne? Hier auch in Sumeru. Dass du halt überall, dass du zu jedem einzelnen NPC hinlatschen und dann mit denen doch quatschen musst. Am Ende jetzt, wo wir die Briefe zustellen sollten, war auch schon wieder so. Why? Ich habe halt literally davon nichts. Ich hab davon nichts. Das hätte man sich halt auch sparen können. Es hat halt null zur Story beigetragen. Es war Filler. Ich hasse es halt, wenn man meine Zeit unnötig verschwendet in solchen Games. Ich überspringe auch immer mehr die Texte. Schlimm, Alter. Ist so schlimm. Aber ich kann halt nicht im Stream jetzt die Texte überspringen. Ich hab's vorhin versucht und gemerkt irgendwie, also vorletztes Mal habe ich es versucht und gemerkt so, okay, dann langweile ich mich nur noch mehr, weil dann ich nicht mal mehr Voice Acting habe, sondern einfach nur die ganze Zeit A-Spamme und da sitze und nichts tue. Aber ich weiß nicht, ey, es ist so wenn ich das jetzt nicht streamen würde, dann würde ich das auch alles einfach durchskippen.
Are you trying to claim that on his deathbed he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets in that regard? Why?
Because all of that, I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years now that I've seen inside your mind.
Wenn dieses Dämonenschwert jetzt irgendeine besondere Story-Relevanz für Fontaine oder so oder später noch haben wird, dann okay. Aber ich bezweifle das ganz stark. Es fühlt sich gerade 100% Filler an.
Well, you were determined. I think you real, but the way I see.
What would you know about any of this?
Ich sehe gerade, die monatlichen 5 Puls kann man kaufen mit der Ingame-Währung. Mit der Ingame-Währung? Achso.
Sure, you and how could you?
Silence! I must. I will concede.
And you should.
Easy for you to. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. It
Nimm doch einfach das Schwert und schmeiß es weg oder mach's kaputt oder was auch immer. Man macht doch keine philosophischen Grundsatzdiskussionen mit diesem Kackschwert.
This is the cursed blades, the power of the Tatar. Even if we have a chance here to save an innocent.
Your disdain for me betrays your woke now.
Okay, cool. Jetzt hat er ein Dämonenschwert.
I felt a little. It's all right. So far, I will.
What should we do?
We find some enemy. Although this blade has endured much turmoil. If a blade built, if he wants to avoid.
Wait a minute. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned. What about
The blade says he'll let
Are we sure this? Okay, fine.
Hier ist noch irgendwo ein Anemokulus oder so. Oh. Oder unter mir? Doch da unten. Im Wasser. So. Muss ich wahrscheinlich mich runterfallen lassen. Ja. Puls hast du gesagt, kann man sich kaufen. Where? Ah, hier. Ja, ich glaube, ich passe bei diesem Banner. Das ist jetzt irgendwie nichts, was mich großartig interessiert.
One with nature.
Besetzte alte Basis. Was? Ich soll in den Dungeon? Na gut. Let's go. Meine Truppenstufe ist wie immer zu niedrig, aber das war ja bis jetzt auch kein Problem.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Ach, ich muss jetzt nur als Casual spielen. Okay, interessant. Ach, ich habe das Schwert jetzt. Seine. Okay, cool.
There's more.
Lol.
I hit the ferry. No, finally. Let's get down to business.
One with
My
nature.
blade.
As one with wind and cloud.
Weh, diese Quest lohnt sich jetzt am Ende nicht und trägt zur Story bei. Und ist wichtig. Mit diesem Kackschwert.
The blade is performing largely as I expect, though he's making every effort to persevere. I do not.
Something else on.
How strange. Let's keep going.
Ist hier eine Truhe?
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
Be no more.
One with nature.
Let's get down to business.
Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade.
Was ist los?
I can sense that his strength is slowly
Wer ist das denn
fading.
da hinten?
The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to
Ach,
wield.
ist das der Typ? Der kommt mit? Ich wusste gar nicht, dass er mitkommt.
If he keeps
But
I will be careful with it. He's...
Okay, wir müssen dieses Schwert einfach also aushungern oder auspowern, damit er die Kontrolle von dem einen Typen jetzt freigibt oder was. Ist hier eine Truhe? Was? Okay.
One with nature.
Ouch.
As one with wind and cloud.
Are you okay?
Yes.
The shine's grown a bit.
Perhaps this time?
True form? What are you? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece
Wird mal zerbrechen.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are the only one who truly understands.
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from?
Dieses Schwert ist nicht mehr brauchbar, oder?
Don't worry. It's just more.
Okay, jetzt kann ich, glaube ich, mit meiner Gruppe... Nein, doch nicht. Ich muss immer noch mit Kaso spielen. Okay.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me. Time to go.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara. No one knew anything of my story. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony...
Es geht halt noch weiter. Oh Mann. Halt doch die Klappe. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, ich raste aus hier. Ich Alter. Ich denke gerade wirklich drüber nach, Genshin zu deinstallieren. Es ist so schlimm. Ich habe halt literally keinen Nerv mehr dafür. Ich hab keinen Nerv. Oh. Okay. Alles okay, alles okay. Dann spiel was anderes, Jok. Ja, gut, jetzt noch was anderes anzufangen. So lange streame ich gar nicht mehr.
But in this too.
Ich skippe jetzt einfach durch.
Actually.
Ich fühle mich halt, wenn Genshin halt storytechnisch, wenn es halt gut ist, dann ist es wirklich gut. Aber wenn es halt schlecht ist, dann ist es wirklich schlecht. Jetzt ist gerade einer dieser Momente, wo es wirklich schlecht ist. Wo ich mir denke, meine Zeit wird verschwendet einfach. Ich verstehe auch nicht, was das Ganze jetzt damit zu tun hat, dass ich in Sumeru diese Kack-Quest abschließen möchte. Ich möchte einfach nur die Story in Sumeru durchspielen, mehr nicht.
Wow. Indeed. While in exile, he spent the rest of his life in the he felt so he all he wanted.
So split.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have. This blade has come. Yes, time would not. He seems to have.
Lausche den Worten des Dämonenschwertes. Es geht halt immer noch weiter. Es nimmt halt kein Ende. Dieses Kackmesser, das hört einfach nicht auf zu reden. Wie viel Backstory muss ich denn noch erfahren von so einem Schwert? Von so einem random Schwert? Why? Einfach überspringen, ja, was anderes bleibt mir nicht übrig, sonst wäre ich wahnsinnig. Würde ich wahnsinnig werden.
You are finally seeing.
Since we agreed, but I still so.
Hey!
It has to be done. My physical.
His attitude. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I my fights with you.
Oh.
I will release. You must have.
Understood.
Julia wacht endlich auf und die erklärt ihm alles.
I see. I utterly if a duel can, I do not wish to.
There's no need.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could appear. In any case.
Los, raus hier. Anstrengend. Yokkel, wir müssen Elden Ring besorgen. Ey, ganz ehrlich, gerade in solchen Momenten habe ich einfach so hart das Bedürfnis, irgendein Spiel anzuschmeißen, was einfach null Story hat gefühlt. Also Elden Ring hat ja auch fast gar keine Story, so richtig. Einfach nur zu spielen. Bei Genshin ist das Gameplay, das besteht zu mindestens 50% einfach nur aus Dasitzen und sich 10 Minuten lange Dialoge geben zwischen Charakteren, die teilweise zur Story gar nichts beizutragen haben. Ey, ich fühle mich manchmal legit verarscht so. Ich bin halt keine 15 mehr, ich habe nicht ewig viel Freizeit. Ich habe halt, meine Zeit ist jetzt sehr begrenzt und ich habe keinen Bock, die zu wasten mit so einem Scheiß. Ich glaube, ich bin echt langsam einfach nicht mehr, ich bin einfach zu alt, glaube ich, so für solche Spiele. Aber bei Final Fantasy ist das, da empfinde ich, das ist ja auch ein langes Story-Game. Aber da empfinde ich halt nicht, dass meine Zeit verschwendet wird. Manchmal hatte ich halt das Gefühl, in Endwalker hat es nur ganz wenig, dass es halt ein bisschen extended ist, dass es ein bisschen gezogen war. Vor allem als wir in Scharlayan waren mit Urianger, als wir vom Mond wiederkamen und da dann versucht haben, im Labyrinthos die Wissenschaftler da alle zu engagieren und so. Da hat sich das ein bisschen wie Fülle angefühlt, aber es war halt nicht so krass wie hier jetzt gerade.
Yep, we still. Are you ready?
So, die machen jetzt noch ein finales Duell. Er und das Schwert. Okay. Töte ihn. Elden Ring 42 € ist mir immer zu teuer. Ich warte erstmal auf den Summer Sale. Vielleicht krieg ich es noch für günstiger. Weil ich diesen Monat ja schon 70 € für Tears of the Kingdom halt hinblättern muss. Und das ist ja nicht gerade wenig.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call.
Wo ist denn jetzt hin? Ach da.
Into the wind.
Although he appeared his sense of
You also fought. There are a few things.
I must apologize.
You need not see. It is too late.
Das Schwert kriegt halt einen eigenen Voice Actor sogar.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dieses verkackte Schwert kriegt sogar einen eigenen Voice Actor. Ich glaub's nicht.
Can go back there to get. What does he want? I'm not sure.
Ey, wenn dieses Schwert nicht wichtig wird, ne? Gehe ich da zu Fuß hin? Bei so viel Text lohnt es sich ja. Hm.
I'm sorry to have.
Erzählt Anemone Toga, was auf dem Weg passiert ist. Togo.
But I have
So,
some...
wir haben einen verkackten Enkel wiedergebracht.
And now that he...
I think I know what.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the...
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What?
He tells me that he's thought of another way. I have decided.
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready.
Wenigstens gibt's eine Cutscene.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Okay. Ein Blasebalg hätte es auch getan.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish.
Imagine, der haut ein bisschen zu doll drauf und es ist in der Mitte zerbrochen jetzt.
Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong.
Mein Name ist Uwe.
Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Kriege ich das Schwert jetzt richtig als Schwert?
Rest in peace.
Nachdem du Anemonas Schmiede verlassen hast. Dann.
So, that's his consciousness.
Kagotsuru, it seems like only in the...
Seems like...
The same fervent ambition that... Speaking for myself, I understand. Hearing his with your quest to face the god after everything I've seen.
Oh.
I will continue to support you from this point.
Wait! Shouldn't...
Oh, and it's also time.
Begleite Kazuo, während der Kujo Kamajin seine Antwort gibt. War Kujo nicht die Rabenfrau da? Die eine? The Raben Lady.
Take it easy.
Ach nee, das war der Typ. Nevermind.
The Tenryou
Wow, you...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Guck mal, mein neues Schwert habe ich aus dem Waffenbanner. Ich habe nur 2000 € dafür bezahlt.
By means of a and so it.
Da bist du neidisch, was?
Were I to accept, I am aware.
Very well. However, if you
Great.
Where will you travel?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now.
Ich denke, ich werde vor aus dem Kapitän folgen und mit auf die Seereise
As
gehen.
for my next destination,
Das nächste
let's
Reiseziel.
see where the wind takes me.
Lass mich raten, Sumeru. Ich habe diese ganze verfickte Filler-Quest gemacht. Nur für diesen einen Satz am Ende, dass er sagt, dass er zur See fährt. Und wir werden ihn wahrscheinlich jetzt gleich in Sumeru sehen. 100 Pro. Deshalb musste ich das auch hier als Voraussetzung machen. Wetten, ist es so? Wetten, wenn ich jetzt gleich die Main-Story-Quest weitermache, ist dann da auf einmal Kasua? Alles nur dafür, dass es eine Begründung gibt, warum er dann auf einmal da ist. Ey.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained,
So, aber da kommt er aus Sumeru?
objective about.
Nee, Inazuma.
You restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma. Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Lass uns näher herangehen und zuhören.
Great. Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
Ich wette, der Typ war auf demselben Schiff, mit dem Dingens hierher gekommen ist. Also Zwischenkapitel, 3. Akt. Warte mal, das ist aber nicht die Main Story, oder? Doch, um noch mehr Informationen. Okay. Kontenauftrag. Das ist aber jetzt Legendenauftrag. Ist das jetzt Story oder ist das nicht Main Story? Ich bin verwirrt. Ich bin verwirrt. Boah, ich habe gerade irgendwie, ganz ehrlich, ich habe gerade echt keine Kraft mehr dafür. Ich zock das offline weiter und... Ich meine, so viel wird da wahrscheinlich nicht kommen. Dann kann ich das in Ruhe zocken und den Scheiß skippen, den ich nicht brauche. Oder halt schneller durchlesen und dann bin ich schneller fertig, als wenn ich das im Stream spielen würde. Ganz schön anstrengend. Egal. Trotzdem danke fürs Zuschauen, wie immer. Wir sehen uns am Samstag dann wieder mit Nier Replicant endlich. Jo. Bis dahin, schöne Woche noch. Tschüss, haut rein.